They didn't even wait. Not one day. Not one moment of silence. The funeral wasn't even over, and they were already talking about money. "I think we should sell the house," my uncle said. "Right there, next to my mother's coffin. Sell the house. The same house she built from nothing. The same house she fought to keep. The same house she told me, 'Never let them take this from you.'" I stood there, hearing everything, saying nothing, because I wasn't ready. Not yet. They thought I was weak, grieving, broken, easy to push aside. But what they didn't know was that my mother had been preparing for this moment for years. And what she left behind wasn't just a house. It was the truth. And when I finally revealed it, everything they thought they owned disappeared. The air at the cemetery felt heavy, not just with grief, but with something else. Tension. You could feel it in the silence, in the way people avoided eye contact, in the way whispers started too early, too soon. I stood beside the coffin, my hands cold, my mind blank. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. My mother wasn't supposed to be gone. She was strong, independent, unbreakable. At least, that's how I always saw her. Until the last few months, when things started changing. She became quieter, more careful, more aware. First, I thought it was just age. But now, looking back, I realized something else. She knew. She knew something was coming. Something I didn't understand yet. "I'm sorry for your loss." The words kept coming, over and over, from people who barely knew her, from people who didn't really care, and then from people who did, but not in the way I needed. I glanced to my left. My uncle, dressed in black, face serious, eyes calculating. He wasn't looking at my mother. He was looking at the house. Even from here I could see it, the way his mind worked. Numbers, value, ownership. Not memories, not love, just opportunity. Next to him, my cousin Lisa, arms crossed, watching everything. Not sad, just waiting for something to begin. And that's when I understood. This wasn't just a funeral. It was a transition, from loss to something else, something colder. After the ceremony, people started leaving. Slowly, quietly, but not them. They stayed. Of course they did, because this was the moment they were waiting for. "I think we should talk," my uncle said. There it was. No delay, no respect, just business. I didn't answer, not because I didn't hear him, but because I wasn't ready to respond. "About the property," he added. "Property, not home, not her house. Property." I turned slowly and looked at him, really looked. At the man who had barely visited, barely called, barely cared. Until now. "What about it?" I asked. My voice was calm, too calm. He smiled slightly, the kind of smile that wasn't kind. "Well," he said, "we all have a right to it." Silence. Heavy. Wrong. Because something about that didn't feel true. Not completely. But I didn't argue. Not yet. Because deep down something was telling me, wait. Wait until you know everything. Wait until you understand what she left behind. We didn't go home right away. Of course not. Because for them, this wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning. We stood just outside the cemetery. People were still around. Walking. Talking. Leaving. But the atmosphere between us was completely different. He didn't even try to wait. "Your mother didn't leave a will, right?" my uncle asked. Too direct. Too fast. I looked at him, and for a second I didn't answer, because something about that question didn't feel right. "Why would you assume that?" I asked. He shrugged. "Because she never mentioned one." That wasn't true. But I didn't say anything, because I remembered something. A conversation. A few weeks before she passed. She was sitting at the kitchen table, papers spread in front of her. Serious. Focused. "This house matters," she said. Not emotional. Certain. More than anything else. I didn't understand why at the time. But now, standing here, I was starting to. "She talked about it," I said slowly. My uncle's expression changed. Just slightly. "Talked about what?" he asked. I held his gaze. "A will." Silence. Not loud, but noticeable, because something shifted. Lisa stepped forward. "That doesn't mean anything," she said quickly. Too quickly. "People say things all the time." I nodded. "That's true." A pause. But she wasn't people. Silence again. Because they knew. Or at least they suspected. My uncle adjusted his jacket. "Well," he said, "even if there is one," he stopped, choosing his words carefully now. "It still has to be verified. Of course. Legal. Technical. Safe." That's how he was going to play this. I looked at both of them, and for the first time I saw it clearly. This wasn't about fairness. This wasn't about family. This was about control. "Where are the documents?" Lisa asked. Again, too fast. Too focused. I tilted my head slightly. "Why do you care so much?" I asked. She hesitated. Just for a second. But it was enough. "We just want to make sure everything is handled properly," she said. Properly. Another word that didn't feel real. Because if this was about proper, they wouldn't be standing here right now, talking about assets, next to fresh grief. "I'll take care of it," I said. Firm. Final. That didn't sit well with them. "I think it's better if we all review it together," my uncle replied. There it was again. Control. Disguised as cooperation. I shook my head slightly. No, simple. Clear. Unexpected. Both of them froze. Because they weren't used to that. Not from me. "Excuse me," Lisa said. I said no. Silence. And this time it was different. Because something had changed. Not in them. But in me. "I'll find the will," I continued. "And when I do," a pause, "I'll let you know what's in it." My uncle's eyes narrowed. "You don't get to decide that alone," he said. I stepped closer. Calm. Unshaken. "Watch me." Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Because for the first time they realized something. I wasn't going to be easy. Not anymore. And whatever my mother left behind wasn't going to be taken without a fight. The house felt different. Not empty. Just aware. Like it was holding something. Waiting. I unlocked the door slowly. The familiar creak echoed through the hallway. Everything was exactly the same. The couch. The table. The small details she never changed. But without her it didn't feel like home anymore. It felt like a place full of answers I hadn't found yet. I closed the door behind me. Silence. Real silence this time. No voices. No tension. Just me. And whatever she left behind. I walked into the living room. Then to the kitchen. And that's when I saw it. The table. Clean. Too clean. The papers she had been working on were gone. Every single one. I frowned. That didn't make sense. She never threw things away like that. Not important things. And those papers were important. I stepped closer. Ran my fingers along the surface. Nothing. No trace. Which meant only one thing. Someone had been here. After she died. Before I came back. My chest tightened. Because suddenly, this wasn't just about inheritance anymore. This was about timing. About access. About someone moving faster than they should have. I turned quickly. Scanning the room again. Looking for something else. Anything. And then I noticed it. The drawer. Slightly open. Barely visible. But enough. I walked toward it. Slow. Careful. And pulled it open. Inside, at first glance, nothing unusual. Old receipts. Notes. Random items. But underneath there it was. An envelope. Plain. Sealed. My name written on it. My breath caught. She knew. She knew this moment would come. Picked it up slowly. My hands shaking again. But not from fear. From something else. Anticipation. I opened it. Inside, a single folded letter. And a key. Small. Metal. Unfamiliar. I unfolded the letter. Her handwriting. Clear. Careful. If you're reading this. My chest tightened. Then I was right. Right about what? I kept reading. Don't trust what they say. The words hit immediately. 'Cause I already didn't. But hearing it from her changed everything. The will is not where they think it is. I froze. Not where they think it is. which meant they were already looking for it. Of course they were. I continued. Some people will try to take what isn't theirs. No names, but none were needed. I already knew. Use the key. I looked down at it. Cold, heavy, and you'll understand everything. A pause. Then the last line. Trust yourself. Not them. Silence. I lowered the paper slowly. My heart was beating faster now, because this changed everything. There was a will, and it was hidden, on purpose, which meant this wasn't just preparation. This was protection, and whatever she was protecting was bigger than I thought. I held the key in my hand for a long time. Small, cold, unfamiliar, but important. More important than anything else in that house. Because this was what she wanted me to find. Not the documents. Not the answers. The way to the answers. I stood in the kitchen, looking around, trying to remember, trying to connect something. Anything. Because a key means a lock. And a lock means something hidden. But where? The house wasn't big. Every room was familiar. Every corner a memory. Which meant, if she hid something, she hid it where only I would think to look. I walked slowly toward the hallway, past the living room, past the stairs. Then I stopped. The study. Her study. She rarely let anyone in there. Said it was messy, private. But now that didn't feel like the real reason. I opened the door. The room smelled the same. Paper. Old books. Time. Everything was still there. Her desk. Her chair. Her shelves. Untouched. Or at least that's what it looked like. I stepped inside, closed the door behind me, and for a moment I just stood there. Because this room felt different. Like it was holding something, waiting for me to notice. I walked toward the desk, ran my fingers across the surface. Nothing unusual. Drawers? Empty. Too empty. That wasn't like her. She kept everything organized, carefully, which meant this had been cleared. Recently, my chest tightened again. They had been here, looking, searching, but they didn't find it. Because if they had, they wouldn't be acting the way they were. Which meant she hid it well. I turned toward the bookshelf. Rows of old books. Files. Boxes. Normal. But then something caught my eye. One shelf. Slightly uneven. Barely noticeable. But not random. I stepped closer. Pressed gently. And it moved. Just a little. My breath caught. I pushed again. This time it clicked. Soft. Hidden. And suddenly, the panel behind the shelf shifted, revealing a small compartment. I froze. Because this was real. Not imagined. Not guessed. Real. Inside a metal box. Locked. Of course. I looked down at the key in my hand, and for a second I didn't move. Because I knew. Once I opened this, there was no going back. I stepped forward, inserted the key, turned it slowly. Click. The sound echoed louder than it should have. I opened the box. Inside, documents. Neatly stacked. Protected. Hidden. And right on top a file. Thick. Marked clearly. Private. My hands trembled slightly. Picked it up. Opened it. And the first thing I saw was not the will. It was something else. Something unexpected. Bank statements. Large amounts. Transfers. Repeated. Unfamiliar names. My breath stopped. Because I recognized one. My uncle. And another. Lisa. Silence. Cold. Unavoidable. Because suddenly, this wasn't just about them wanting the inheritance. They had already taken something. Before she even died. And whatever this was, it was much bigger than I thought. I didn't turn the page right away. Because I didn't need to. What I saw was already enough. Numbers don't lie. And these numbers were too clear. Too precise. Too intentional. Transfer after transfer. Dates stretching back months. Maybe even years. I sat down slowly. The file still open in my hands. Trying to understand how deep this really went. Because this wasn't random. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned. Carefully. Quietly. And most importantly, hidden. My uncle's name appeared again. And again. And again. Lisa too. Smaller amounts. But consistent. Like they knew exactly how much they could take without being noticed. But they were wrong. because she did notice. My mother noticed everything, which meant she didn't just see it. She prepared for it. I flipped to the next page, and that's when I saw it. A note, handwritten. Her handwriting. They think I don't know. My chest tightened, because she did know. The whole time, I kept reading. They've been taking from me for over a year. A year. While visiting. While smiling. While pretending to care. They were stealing. Right in front of her. And she let them. Why? That was the question. Why didn't she stop them? Why didn't she confront them? I turned the page. Another note. If I stop them now, they'll deny everything. A pause. But if I wait? My heart started beating faster. Because I understood. She wasn't weak. She was watching. Collecting. Building something. I read the next line. Then I can prove it. Silence. 'Cause suddenly everything made sense. The quiet behavior. The careful actions. The hidden documents. She wasn't losing control. She was setting a trap. And they walked right into it. Every time they took money, they gave her more evidence. More proof. More power. I flipped further. And there it was. The will. Official. Signed. Witnessed. I scanned it quickly. My name. The house. Everything. Left to me. Not shared. Not divided. Not negotiable. Silence filled the room. Because this was the truth. The one they didn't know. The one they were trying to take. Without realizing it was never theirs. But there was one more page. At the very end. I hesitated. Then turned it. And what I saw made everything even clearer. If you're reading this. Her words again. Then they've already shown you who they are. A pause. Now it's your turn. My hands tightened slightly. Because this wasn't just about protecting what she left. This was about finishing what she started. I didn't panic. Not anymore. Because panic was what they expected. Confusion. Grief. Weakness. That was the version of me they were counting on. But that version didn't exist anymore. I closed the file slowly. Carefully. Like it was something fragile. Not because it was, but because of what it meant. Proof. Not assumptions. Not accusations. Proof. And that changed everything. I stood up. Walked back toward the desk. And for the first time since everything began, I had a plan. Not emotional. Not reactive. Clear. Intentional. Just like hers. I looked around the room one more time. At the shelves. At the desk. At the hidden compartment. This wasn't just a place she worked. This was where she prepared. For them. For this. For me. I gathered the documents. Not all of them. Just enough. Enough to understand. Enough to act. The rest I left exactly where they were. Because they didn't know about this. And I wasn't going to give that away. Not yet. I closed the panel. Locked it. Stepped back. And suddenly, everything looked normal again. Like nothing had ever been hidden there. Perfect. I walked out of the study. Back into the hallway. And that's when my phone buzzed. A message. Lisa. Of course. Have you found anything yet? I stared at the screen. Then smiled. Not because it was funny. But because it was predictable. They were getting impatient. Which meant they were worried. Good. I typed back slowly. Still looking. 3 words. Simple. Controlled. And completely false. A few seconds later, another message. We should meet. All of us. There it was. The urgency. The pressure. The need to stay ahead. I leaned against the wall. Thinking. Not about what to say. But about how to play this. Because this wasn't just about truth anymore. This was about timing. When you reveal it. How you reveal it. And who's watching when you do. I typed again. Tomorrow. A pause. At the house. I hit send. And just like that, the stage was set. Not for a conversation. Not for a discussion. But for something else. Something final. Because they thought they were coming. To claim what was theirs. But instead, they were walking into the truth. And this time I was ready. They arrived early. Of course they did. People like them always do, when there's something to gain. I watched from the window. My uncle stepped out first. Same posture. Same confidence. Like he already owned the place. Lisa followed. arms crossed, eyes scanning everything. Not emotional, not respectful, just calculating. I took a slow breath, then walked to the door and opened it. Good. You're here, my uncle said. Not hello, not how are you, just business. I stepped aside. Come in. They didn't hesitate. Of course they didn't. They walked in like they belonged there, like nothing had changed. But everything had. I closed the door behind them, and for a moment no one spoke. The silence was different this time. Not uncertain, tense, controlled, because now we all knew something was about to happen. So, Lisa said, "Did you find anything?" Straight to it. No delay. I nodded slightly. I did. Both of them leaned in. Subtle, but obvious. "What is it?" my uncle asked. I didn't answer right away. Instead, I walked into the living room, sat down, calm, unrushed. They followed, standing, waiting, because I had something they needed, and they knew it. "There's a will," I said. Silence, then relief, quick, barely hidden. "Of course there is," my uncle replied, too quickly. "Then we should go through it together." I looked at him, steady. No, the word landed hard. Lisa frowned. "What do you mean, no?" "I mean I've already read it." A pause. "And I understand it." Another pause. "And it's clear." The room shifted, because something in my tone didn't match what they expected. "Well then," my uncle said, "for simplicity's sake, a small smile. We divide everything evenly." Evenly. I almost laughed. Almost. "Why would we do that?" I asked. His expression changed. Slightly, because now we weren't following his script anymore. "Because that's what's fair," he said. Fair. Another word that meant nothing here. I leaned back, calm, unshaken. "No," I said again, this time stronger. Silence. Lisa stepped forward. "You don't get to decide that alone." There it was. The same line. The same belief. That I would give in. That I would hesitate. That I would fold. But I didn't. Instead, I stood up, slowly, and looked at both of them. "Do you really want to talk about what's fair?" I asked. The question hung in the air. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Because suddenly something had changed. The balance. The control. The direction. And for the first time they felt it. Not fully. Not clearly. But enough. Enough to know. This wasn't going the way they expected. No one spoke. Not after what I said. Because they felt it. The shift. The moment when control started slipping out of their hands. "What are you trying to say?" my uncle asked. His voice was steady, but his eyes weren't. I didn't answer right away. Instead, I walked back toward the table, picked up the folder, and placed it down in front of them. Slowly, carefully, deliberately. "What's this?" Lisa asked. I looked at her. Calm. "You should recognize it." Silence. She didn't move. Neither did he. So I opened it for them, turned it, pushed it forward. "Look." They leaned in. At first, nothing changed. Just numbers. Just documents. Just paper. But then it clicked. I saw it in their faces. The exact moment when recognition hit. My uncle's jaw tightened. Lisa's eyes widened slightly. Just slightly. But enough. "These are bank records," she said. Her voice controlled. Careful. "Yes," I replied. A pause. "My mother's bank records." Silence. Heavy. Because now there was no confusion. No misunderstanding. No escape. "I don't know what this is supposed to mean," my uncle said. Too fast. Too defensive. I nodded slowly. "Of course you don't." I flipped to the next page. Pointed. "Then let me explain." My finger rested on the line. A transfer. A date. An amount. And a name. His name. The room went still. "Repeated transactions," I continued. "Calm. Over the past year." Another page. Different amounts. Another. Same pattern. Then I looked at Lisa. "And you too." She stepped back slightly. Not obvious, but real. "You're accusing us?" she said. Her voice sharper now. Defensive. Predictable. I shook my head. I'm not accusing you. A pause. I'm showing you. Silence. Because that was the difference. Accusations can be denied. Proof cannot. My uncle straightened. This doesn't prove anything, he said. Weak. Even he knew it. I tilted my head slightly. You're right. That caught him off guard. It doesn't prove everything. A beat. But it proves enough. I closed the file, then placed another document on the table. The will. Signed. Official. Final. This, I said, proves the rest. They looked at it. And this time there was no relief. No confidence. No control. Because now they understood. Everything they thought they were taking was never theirs. And everything they already took was about to be exposed. My uncle didn't speak. Lisa didn't argue. Because for the first time they had nothing left. Only silence. Only truth. Only consequences. No one argued. Not after that. Because there was nothing left to say. The truth was already on the table. Clear. Unavoidable. And finally undeniable. My uncle stood there. Still. Like a man trying to calculate his way out of something. That couldn't be calculated. Lisa didn't look at me anymore. She couldn't. Because the moment she did, she would have to face it. Not just what they did, but who they really were. How long did you know? My uncle asked quietly. His voice had changed. Not confident. Not controlled. Just tired. I didn't answer right away. Because the truth wasn't simple. She knew, I said finally. Silence. Both of them froze. What? Lisa whispered. My mother, I continued. She knew everything. A pause. For over a year. The words landed slowly, like something sinking in whether they wanted it to or not. That's not possible, my uncle said. But it sounded weak. Even to him. I shook my head slightly. She saw every transfer. Every transaction. Every time you thought you were being careful. Silence. Because suddenly, their plan didn't look smart anymore. It looked exposed. You let us, Lisa started, but stopped. Because she realized what she was about to admit. I finished it for her. She let you continue. A beat. So she could prove it. No denial. No excuses. Because they understood now. This wasn't luck. This wasn't timing. This was a trap. And they walked straight into it. I stepped closer. Not aggressive. Not emotional. Just certain. The will leaves everything to me, I said. A pause. And the evidence? I looked at the file. Protects it. Silence. Because now everything was connected. The house. The money. The truth. All of it secured. You planned this, my uncle said. I met his eyes. No, a pause. She did. And for the first time he understood something devastating. He wasn't outplayed by me. He was outplayed by her. Long before this moment. Lisa sat down slowly. Like, her legs couldn't hold her anymore. What happens now? She asked. I didn't hesitate. You leave. Simple. Clear. Final. Neither of them argued. Because they knew. There was nothing left to fight. No leverage. No control. Just consequences. They walked to the door. Slower this time. Not confident. Not entitled. Just quiet. And when the door closed behind them, the house felt different. Not heavy. Not tense. Free. I stood there alone. Looking around. At the same walls. The same space. But now it felt like mine again. Not because I won. But because I understood. This was never just about inheritance. It was about truth. About seeing clearly. About not letting people take what they didn't deserve. I walked into the living room. Sat down. And for the first time since everything began, I felt still. Not empty. Not broken. Just steady. I picked up my phone. Scrolled. Stopped. Then locked the screen. Because there was nothing left to check. Nothing left to prove. Everything that mattered was already done. I leaned back. Closed my eyes for a moment. And in that silence I heard her voice again. Not loud. Not clear. But enough. You did the right thing. A small breath left my chest. And this time I believed it.